You're live.
Yeah. You already know. Welcome to the Emancipated Show. It's your boy 100Grandroyce, straight out of Harlem. You know the vibes. We about to get it popping right now. Ow.
Man, 100 grand, 100 grand.
Yes, sir.
Um, how you came about that name?
100Grandroyce. All right. Well, I used to go by Dutch New York, right? And I ain't really like that name because when I used to Google it, mad like slavery shit used to come up, right? So
Hmm.
I wanted to change my name. So basically, what it came down to is my crew that I started. It was called 100 Gang Stack Boys. So I took the 100 from my crew. You feel me? And my middle name is Royce. So what I mean. I just made it 100 Grand Royce. Like what I'm saying. I kept the 100, and I just added Grand Royce to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I run with all hundos, because everything is 100.
Mm. So, where you initially from?
Harlem, New York.
Harlem.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so I guess you're familiar with Dipset, and after Dipset, I kind of stopped keeping up with Harlem. I didn't know we had other rappers that's emerging from Harlem, other than like what's them guys?
ASAP, ASAP
ASAP
Mob.
Ferg. Yeah. You fam-
Yeah. Shout out to ASAP Mob. Take these
you
headphones out real quick.
you familiar with them? I take it.
Yeah. My fault. I'm back.
Good. So I take it you're familiar with them then.
Yeah. I'm familiar with ASAP Mob. I actually hung out with them a couple times in the studio. I shot YG Addy's first interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with the mob. Shout out to them.
Okay. So how long you been in the game?
Yo, man, I've been doing music like what I mean, forever. Like you feel me? My father was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to do music all my life, so I can't say a time frame, but you know what I mean. I really been serious the last couple years, probably the last 3 or 4 years. I've been taking it serious.
Mm. So how many albums you pretty much working so far?
Well, I just dropped two projects this year called The Prodigal Son and The Return, produced by 183rd. If y'all familiar with 183rd, he one of the hottest producers in the Bronx. He down with RFC, with Smoke Dizza, Nimlo, and Jay Grams and shit, cinematic. So we locked in for a couple projects this year. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna drop another one at the top of the year. But as far as other projects go, man, I'm always working, I'm always recording. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gave the streets a full complete album yet. I'm working on that soon, but you know what I mean? I've been giving the streets a lot of loosies, a lot of projects just to digest and find out who I am before, I release my full length album.
Okay. Okay. You said the producer is 183rd. Who this guy 183rd what known artist he has he produced?
You could
Shout outs to him. Shout outs to him.
shout out to 183rd, that's my guy. He produced for Smoke Dizza, Kendrick Lamar, ASAP Mob, you feel me, Benny the Butcher, Griselda. You know what I mean? He like one of the illest in New York right now. So it's probably it's probably a bunch of artists that he worked with that I can't even name, but those are just some off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So why is your music pain? That's something different. Normally, like when rappers come out, you have the flashy rapper, you got the flossy rapper, you got the spiritual rapper. Why you chose the route of pain? Because
Because
pain is mostly like popping pills and alcohol, lean and shit like that. No.
yeah, you could say that. I don't pop pills or none of that crazy shit. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody parties, everybody turns up, everybody freak off money on the strippers. You feel me? Fuck with the hoes and all that. You feel me? Nobody talks about the other side of the game. You feel me? And I live, you know what I mean, a long life at a young age. You feel me? So there's a lot of emotion in the music that I can't just get off for no reason. Like, you feel me? So that emotion I'm gonna give to y'all in the music. It's pain. and it's motivation, like, you feel me? Because I'm taking my pain and I'm giving you motivation from it. You feel me? I'm telling you that there's bigger ways that you could come up from where you've been at. You know what I'm saying? You could take that pain and transform it into something. Like Kobe used to take all the bad articles, Jordan used to take all the bad articles that people used to say about them, and you know what I mean? They used to take that and go use that as motivation to score 60 points on their opponent. I take that pain and them things that I go through in my life and that I went through in my life, and I use that as motivation to rap. You know what I'm saying? I always got something on my chest to get off and a chip on my shoulder as a rapper. So I'm gonna continue to use that to fuel my fire, so to speak.
What age did you started rhyming?
What age did I start rhyming? I probably wrote my first rap probably in like seventh, eighth grade. You know what I mean? They had a little Christmas play, and the winner of the Christmas play got a day off from school and shit. So I wrote a whole Christmas play for my class. I had them rap it in school and shit at the play, and we won a day off. And ever since then, like, you know what I mean, I wanted to be a rapper.
Who you listen to coming up?
My favorite rappers coming up was Biggie and Jadakiss and Nas. That's who I grew up on. I still listen to them to this day. I still listen to their old music to this day. That's really who inspired me. Like, that's where I set my bar in order to rap. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta be up here or better. You know what I mean? To be the qualified musician that I want to be.
So if you had a chance to work with an artist, dead or alive, who would you work with?
If I had the chance to work with an artist dead or alive, that's a hard question. I want a verse from Jay. I want a verse from Hove. You know what I'm saying?
Good
Hove.
luck with that one.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'll get it eventually. You feel me? I'll get it. But you feel me? If I can't get Biggie, I'll get Jay. No disrespect to none of the artists that I worked with or that I work with in the future. But right now, like, I want to rap with Hove. Like, you know what I mean? What rapper in my position wouldn't want to rap with Hove? Take all the money and shit aside. You know what I'm saying? And let's just get in the studio and get it popping. I'm putting that in the universe now just in case it does happen. You know what I'm saying?
A fun fact: Two Chainz tried to get him, I think, 2 or 3 times, and he was very unsuccessful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. It's rough. It's rough for 2 Chainz. You feel me? But I'm from New York, so you feel me? I got a better chance than 2 Chainz because I'm from New York. So at least I can use my hometown influence on the big homie. You feel me?
Got you. Are you currently signed or you are independent artist?
I'm signed to myself, all Hundos Entertainment. You feel me? And I move like an independent artist. You know what I mean? I'm signed to myself though.
Okay. Would you recommend signing for up and coming artists, or how you feel about signing?
I think if the opportunity arises and the situation is right, I would sign. Like, I don't have no problem signing to a label, but it's all about what you negotiate. You feel me? If we negotiate the right deal, I don't have no problem. But until that situation arises, or until, you know what I mean, they in my DMs asking for me, I continue pushing as an independent artist. That's what I am.
Mm. So your music is pretty much on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes. Is it on Tidal?
It's on everything. It's on all streaming platforms and YouTube.
Mm. Um, I see you have you have 2 videos up on your thing. Actually, I listen to other stuff that I see you post on Twitter.
Okay.
That's why I actually added you, and I was like, yo, this guy right here, he got something, but I couldn't I couldn't tell everything until like I actually got into your bio and stuff like that. I see
Okay.
you're very serious on your platform, and his platform is called 100 Grand on YouTube, so you can find him there. And I see you also have a clothing line,
Mount Hundo. Let me
right?
see if I could. You know what I mean? Mount Hundo is the brand. Let me see if I get this camera right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got some tough shit.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Right. So you should post that stuff on Twitter too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Twitter people is very they're funny. Like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand. I don't understand that platform sometimes.
To me, Twitter's for the jokes, man. Twitter just to get your shit off, man. It's for the
Yeah,
jokes.
it's it's crazy. Like I have a funny story I want to share with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Today somebody post something and the person said oh, I don't have no followers. My Twitter is dry. This is that and the third. I followed everybody, right?
Uh-huh.
And none of them follow me back.
Ain't that some bullshit? That's some bullshit. You feel
Right?
me?
So you know what I did?
What?
I go back in all of them and I unfollow all of them back.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do sometimes. Some people
I,
just want their numbers up. You feel me?
yeah, like if you have the numbers up and you don't communicate with people, what's the
It's
sense?
useless. It's
Right?
useless. That's my point. I rather establish good connections with people I talk to. We kick it on the timeline sometimes. Like, you feel
Yeah,
me?
we do.
I'm like that with everybody though. I'm like that with everybody that kick it with me. You feel me? That's why I'm here. Like, you feel me? I'm on social media to socialize. You feel
That's
me?
what it's what's there for. It's there
And
for
get
you to
my jokes off
socialize.
this shit.
Right. And if you got a project and you don't communicate with people, they gonna know if you don't say
Exactly.
anything?
Exactly.
So I just had to put that out there. And one girl, she lying to me, telling me, yeah, I follow you, but I don't see it in my notification.
Bro, that's
And I
some
was like,
bullshit. That's
am I
cap.
am I blind? I was like, okay, no problem. I go back and all of them and I unfollow.
That's cap, like the young boys say.
Yeah. So moving forward, you have these two videos out. Tell me about what is this called? Pain to Pleasure.
Oh, Pain to Pleasure. That's off the Prodigal Son. I dropped that project in April. You feel me? That's one of my favorite songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that summarizes my career. You know what I'm saying? It's like pain to pleasure. Like, I went through a lot of shit, but now I'm progressing. Now, like, you feel me? I'm further along in my career than I ever been, and that song encapsulates all of that. Like, I started out going crazy in the streets, like, you know what I mean, wild young boy, and my life transition into music, you know what I mean, in the real estate, you know what I'm saying. So that's that story. That song is just a story of that transition.
Mm. But I ain't gonna lie. You know what's my favorite?
What's that?
Prodigal Son.
That's my shit. let me
That's
let me tell you. Let me tell you the story, right? I'll tell you. I'll run down a brief story for you, right? That project right there with 183rd. He had sent me a bunch of beats, right? So, you know what I mean? I was getting up early, first thing in the morning, you know what I mean, to go ahead and do some business, and I throw the beats on. And the very first beat I heard was Prodigal Son. That shit almost made me drive off the highway. That beat was so fire. Like, yo, I swear to God, I swerved and all that, going crazy listening to that beat. So, you know what I mean? I busted the U-turn, came right back to the crib, wrote that joint, and did that shit immediately as soon as I heard the beat. Like, that's another one of my favorite joints on there. You know what
yeah, yeah. Why the white Jesus with the gun to the head?
I'm saying? All right, so it's not really white Jesus with the gun to their head. The concept is me as black Jesus. You feel me? So,
Which we know Jesus is black. I don't know where they go.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, right? So, with my hair and the beard and shit, you know what I mean? They call me Black Jesus sometimes. So that cover is Black Jesus, you know what I mean? He's ending his past and beginning the future, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
right.
like me. That's like the whole thing, pain to pleasure, prodigal son, coming out the past and you know what I mean, progressing in the future. Like, you know what I mean? That was the whole concept of that album.
Got you. So I take it you were in the streets you mentioned, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why the transition from the streets to the rap?
That shit is whack, man. The streets is whack. You know what I'm saying? The streets is whack. Like anything can happen. There's no trust in the streets. You know what I'm saying? The money is fast, but the trouble lasts forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something, you know what I mean? It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? I wouldn't encourage nobody to do it. Some people do it because they have to do it. You know what I mean? I did it because, you know what I mean? I was in the streets because I ain't have shit better else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where my homies was at. That's what I was doing. But I wouldn't encourage nobody to do that when there's way other ways to get money out here. It's legal ways to get money. It's creative ways to get money.
A
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? You just gotta learn the systems and you don't really need the streets. You feel me? It ain't really no money like that in the streets like that anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I changed my direction.
When did you come to the realization of that?
Let's just say a whole bunch of shit happened that could have went. one way or another way. You feel me? Just because it went the other way, I took that opportunity to change. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You think rappers are living the life they quote unquote claim to be living, or
A
they
lot of
cap
them,
it?
a lot of them are. You feel me? A lot of them. A lot of them are. A lot of them are. A lot are not. It's a lot of cap. You feel me? From rappers, but there's also entourages that's in the mix. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why some people, even though they might just be rappers, they wind up, going to jail and just who they associated with. And just because they might not actually be doing shit, don't mean that they not living that life. You feel me? That's what they came from. That's what everybody trying to escape. So there's a lot of rappers that I do believe, like, you know what I'm saying, because I've been in that life, and I know that feeling. I know that look in their eyes, like, you know what I'm saying, that not being able to trust nobody and sticking to your supreme circle, like, you know what I'm saying.
Mm. All right. This question I have for you is definitely gonna. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna paint a broad white brush over it, whatever. But how you feel about 2020?
2020.
Yeah.
All right, to sum it up, like some of the best shit and some of the worst shit ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had some personal tragedies in 2020, and I had some personal successes in 2020. You know what I'm saying? But it was a shit show altogether. You feel me? This is history. Like, you know what I mean? I never experienced nothing like this in my life. But if I paint it with a broad scope, this year been trash. Like, you feel me? Trash for my peoples, trash for people I know. You feel me? But if I look personally, like, you know what I mean? I've had worse years.
You think racism is still active in America?
Racism is as American as apple pie. Racism is the most American thing in America.
That's a fact. Aye, aye, aye. So how are things going for you now, like in your music career?
It's actually going pretty well. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, this probably the most progress, you know what I mean, I've ever had since doing music. Like, my numbers are going up at a high rate. You know what I mean? The music is the best, some of the best music I've been making, some of the best connections I've been making. So that's why I say, you know what I mean, 2020 might be a personal success for me as well. So, you know what I'm saying? The music has been doing well for me, and I've been leaning on that to get through these times.
I see you. You had your mother in your video. I take it right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Shout out to my mom. She was in the video.
I know she's proud of you.
Hell
Shout,
yeah, hell
shout
yeah.
out to her. What's her name?
Felicia. Shout out to my moms.
Yeah, yeah. I see. She's smiling and shit. She must be like, yo,
Yeah.
my son is onto something.
Yeah, she was around, like, you know what I'm saying? She seen when I went to the studio for the first time, like, you know what I'm saying? She seen the whole journey, so I know she proud now when she, you know what I mean? She's real religious, so she don't really be tapping into the aspect, but she know the success when she see it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So you was raised with both parents or just your mom's alone?
Now my mom's alone.
Oh, okay. What's your relationship with your pops?
Me and my pops is super tight. Like, we reconnected, you know what I mean, mad years ago. Like, ever since we reconnected, we got super tight. Like, and we've been super tight ever since. He actually a DJ and a bassist guitar, so you know what I mean. Sometimes we link up and he'll play on the bass and I'll be freestyling and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Cool, cool. So he's a musician.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a bassist. He's a bassist. He played in a couple bands. He been DJing his whole life. Like, it's in our DNA. Like,
Music.
indeed, indeed.
Got you, got you, got you. So when can we look forward for up and coming projects, or you just you okay with what you got right now? You gonna be working on new stuff
Oh,
moving forward?
Oh nah, my goal is to put out way more. Usually, I put out music like maybe once or twice a year, but this year my goal is to release way more music. So me and 183rd, we got two projects out right now: The Return and The Prodigal Son, and the trifecta we just start working on now. Like, the trifecta is going to be crazy for the third one. I got some crazy features that I don't want to tell nobody about. You feel me? But it's going to be wild when I drop them shits. I got El Camino on The Return from Griselda, you know what I mean? He tapped in on that. You feel me? This next one, I'm gonna up it up a notch with some crazier artists. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be wild.
Speaking of that, how you feel about royalties as an artist? I see Lil Wayne sold Nicki Minaj shit, Drake shit, his shit. How you feel about ownership of your masters?
See, it's crazy, right? Like I look at it two different ways. You feel me? On one hand, homie sold his masters for 100 million, right?
Which is worth more?
Which is worth more, yeah. You feel me? But at that age, maybe he like, yo, I can make another 100 million doing music like that. Y'all can have that shit. Like it ain't gonna make 100 million for him no more. You feel me? Like
But what about your kids?
you feel me? That's the other thing. Like you feel me? If he gonna try to make it again, then that's one thing. But at the same time, it's to each his own. To me personally, you feel me? We can do one-offs, but I'm not gonna let you own my shit that I put. I just told you my whole life is pain and motivation. Like I'm not gonna give somebody an opportunity to own my pain. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's for me. Like that's what I'm gonna own.
You think these like when you sign, you think the record company build the artists for the most?
Nah. It's like starting a business, like you know what I'm saying, like McDonald's. Like you start McDonald's and you selling burgers, you selling the best burgers in the hood. All of a sudden, the crazy millionaire say, "Yo, y'all want to make some money? I know this company that's selling the best burgers in the hood. Let's go buy that." You feel me? But they not opening up no burger company. They just flushing their money through the company so they can get a little return on their investment. The labels ain't no different. They don't want to build nobody. They want to get something that's up and running, that's moving, so they could just throw their money into it and make some residuals, or buy their catalog and keep the residuals for their whole life. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah,
dirty, it's a
they
dirty
don't.
business. It's a
Yeah,
dirty business.
they don't look at the now. They look at it down the line.
Exactly. And they don't want to put the time and effort into building an artist. You feel me? When they could go find an artist that's already built and just influx them with money and reap the rewards.
Mm. As artistry, like to me, a great rapper is a rapper that covers all lane of music. Like you have certain rappers. This is their lane. This is their lane, and this is their lane. And you have some rappers that cover all areas. What's your definition of a great artist?
My definition of a great artist is an artist that could put together a great complete body of work in one sitting, meaning a great album, right? You know why Biggie is my favorite rapper? Because all his albums were great. Well, the ones that he was here for, Ready to Die and Life After Death. You could count that as 3 albums, but those are 3 great albums. And he touched every aspect. He touched love. He touched beef. He touched lyricism. He touched life. He touched death. You feel me? All in 3 albums. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I consider a great artist. If you could cover all of those topics, great. The beats is fire, the lyrics is fire. You feel me? The songs is fire. Then that's what I consider a great artist. When you pop their album in and listen from one to the end, and you feel like you had a great experience, like, and you want to try that again another time. To me, that's a great artist. That's what I strive to be.
That's true. You a 80s baby or 90s?
I'm an '80s baby.
What's the best era of hip hop for you?
The best era of hip hop, I'ma say, I'ma say 94 to like 2002. You feel me? That was the best era. You feel me? You got the beginning of Nas, the end of Biggie, the beginning of Hove. You feel me? D Block, Rockefeller, Dipset, everything, all the way from Illmatic to Dipset, and everything in between is just crazy. That's the best era to me.
Where did New York went wrong with rap?
New York went wrong with rap when, you feel me, the lean with
Careful,
it.
careful what you say, because you don't want to step on no toes when you say it, because there was a time where Ludacris said hip hop is in the South, and then Nas was like it's in New York and it's hip hop is dead. So
To be honest, like when they say New York lost it, it's like when I was in the streets and I was listening to some of these artists, that some of the artists that's most prominent from New York right now, when they say New York fell off, they was outside on the street corners. They was in the studios. They was doing music. You know what I mean? They was getting their shit together to take over now. You feel me? But all the attention went to the South. When Rap City went off the air, you feel me? When 106 and Park came out, Soldier Boy, Bow Wow, those children start growing up and finding they artists, and the dancers start coming. You know what I mean? New York, we came from the street. We wasn't really at that time. We wasn't dancing no more. You know what I mean? Once Nas and Rakim and Ho, we wasn't really dancing like that. Like when Mace went to Atlanta and Diddy and Biggie died and shit, nobody was making us dance no more. Everybody was dancing in the South. So it took us a while to find our footing. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? To me, this is just my opinion, and maybe I'm reaching here. To me, people listen to Lil Wayne, but I think the song that solidified Lil Wayne foot, that cemented him here, was when he made that song with Cameron. I get head in the strangest places, but
Suck
at
it
the
or
same
not.
time, on the same faces. So he's like, I tell a bitch we ain't trading places.
Yeah,
And I said,
yeah.
I can catch my amazing graces.
Yeah, he went
Ooh,
crazy on that.
yeah,
That was
he
that. That was
bodied
that
that.
time in between the Carter 2 and the Carter 3, when
Yeah,
Wayne was
he
doing some of the best rapping that we ever heard.
yo, like we listened to Lil Wayne, but when that song aired in when that song came out in New York,
Uh
it
huh.
was it was a done deal. Like everybody was like, "This guy's it right here. This this
He was
this
killing
guy's it
it.
right here."
He was killing it. He was
Yeah,
one of the best out at the time.
yeah. I would definitely say Wayne should definitely be in on everybody's top five, dead or alive. But when we do rap, I think when we label rappers and levels and stuff like that, we got to label them for their timeline that they reign, because you couldn't put like your favorite rapper is actually Biggie. My favorite rapper is Tupac. You
Mm.
feel me? But if we're gonna do like rappers, and we gotta do them by their timeline. It's like, okay, this rapper and this rapper was running this era, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, because if Big and Pac was around, a lot of these people wouldn't be where they at right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So due to due due to them being hip hop sacrifice, I would definitely say, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, everybody has came to existence. I mean, you had your Nas that was there, you had your Jay-Z. They become more prominent and shit like that, because there was a time where Bad Boy was running it, doing the dances just like you
Yep.
said. You know what I'm saying? And Cameron was doing his thing, and Rockefeller was holding it down. Then you had the G units, then you have the ASAP mob and all this other stuff. Like it just blew up.
Facts.
So
Yep.
I think when people do rappers, they have to label them by their timeline, where like you keep the Biggie and the Pacs in their era, the Nas and the Jay-Z in their era, and on and on forward.
Right. It's you also gotta add the era that you fell in love with it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whoever was the best in the era that you fell in love with it with hip hop,
90s.
you know what I'm
I'll
saying?
say I started listening to I listened to Tupac when actually when he got shot and went to jail. Somebody
Okay.
gave me that Me Against the World album.
Like 93.
And and then yeah, niggas was listening to it, and I was like, yo, I don't listen to this fucking shit. Throw that fucking shit away. Then I came to America,
Uh-huh.
and then I started listening to Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
and I was loving his music and shit. And then when Pac came out with an interview with him being shot, I was like, I am not a Biggie fan no more. I'm a Tupac fan. But that's besides the point. I fell in love with hip hop when I came to America. That's because now I'm actually in it, and I'm hearing reggae, dancehall, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to introduce this hip hop into my household. I mean, eventually I'm going to get into it because it's being played over and over and over again. So
Right.
that's when I actually got into it. So I fell in love with hip hop '90s, and I think You said when it went down 2002.
Yeah, 2002.
I
That's
think
the era for me.
I think after 2000, after the 9/11 happened, hip hop went left.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's like I say like mainstream New York hip hop. And then when the Feds raided DJ Drama, you know what I'm saying, and they took
Yeah,
that just killed the mixtape scene too. Like you know what I'm saying.
yeah, they did them dirty.
Five, you know what I'm saying. Right. Early 2000s is when it changed for me.
But the thing I don't like with New York right now, like I just don't think they promote their artists. Like the payola from the record company is literally killing artists. Like even if a person like you is supposed to drop a project, it would just be amongst the people them that you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not on a record label roster as an artist and you sign your life away, you're not going to get promoted the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And these guys, the radio station, they get paid because they get paid millions and millions of dollars every year. So they have a list of songs that has to be played. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was gonna hear about you, you probably have to be featured on maybe like Funk Master Flex or something like that, or the Breakfast Club or so. I think the Breakfast Club would definitely be a proper introduction.
Okay.
So if you get a chance, try to link up with these guys and
Yeah.
try to get yourself out there, whatever.
Mhm.
But they got to do what they got to do. They can't just play this song and play this song. They got to go by. The only time you hear artists that you never heard before is when they do a mix,
Right. Yep. The mix shows.
right? And I don't know if they do that anymore. But you're
Yeah.
right. When 106 in Park died, basically it was just everything was just up in the air. There was
Yeah.
just basically a shift.
It was on the internet, the blogs, streaming, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about New York, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own personal relationships. You know what I'm saying? And New York is so clicky that like you can't have relationships with everybody. It's like if you fuck with this person, you can't fuck with that person. If you fuck with that person, you can't fuck with
Politics, too much politics.
a lot of that. It's a lot of that. You feel me? Especially when you play in the industry radio game. Like me personally, I look up to artists like Tech Nine, like Currency, like Smoke Dizza, like you know what I mean? Like artists that get in the game and cultivate their own fan base and work directly with them. Like and whether they get the mainstream attention or not, they always have the attention of their fan base that's always willing to support. And that's what I model my career after. Like, you know what I'm saying? I cultivate my own fan base and we link the same way
Organically.
I kick it with my fan base the same way I kick it with everybody else. Like, and then when my projects drop, they show me love like I'm Jay-Z. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm Nate Jay-Z because you know what I'm saying? We built that relationship. And that's what I just been doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I model my career. Because if you chase after politics and you chase after the carrot on the string all day, you'll drive yourself crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I played that game. I'm good with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? My fans support me and I do this shit for my fans all the time, man. That's who I'm gonna continuously hold it down for.
So you try to isolate yourself from the politics of the game, then, right?
I could run alongside the game because I know a lot of people in the industry. I know a lot of connections. I got a lot of connections. You know what I mean? I got a lot of relationships with industry artists, but I can't play that politic game. Like you know what I mean? I'm too much of myself to like you know what I mean try to conform into the industry and act like how they act and try to be in their circles. I'm just too much of myself to do that. So I do shit my way and then we link when we link. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to play that game.
If you were supposed to sign a contract with a record label, how would you format your contract if you had to build your own contract of like signing? They'd be like, okay, here's your contract, sign right here. This is the advance.
How I would do it, we could do one-off projects. Like, you know what I'm saying? You sign me, you pay me for this album, and you feel me? You do what you want to do with that album. I'm making that album for you. You cut me my check, and I can go to every other company and do that with them until my heart is content. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, you don't never gotta sign me for a 5, 6 album deal. You could buy this one album and do what you want to do with it, and I'll go make another one and keep it pushing just like that. You feel me? That's my ideal. A whole bunch of one shot deals with with the labels. You know what I'm saying? You pay me, you know what I mean, $1, 2, $3 million. You take this album and you get right. You feel me?
If you had a chance to sign with a record label, who would you sign with?
If I had a chance to sign with a record label, who would I sign with? That's a hard question. Um, Maybe TDE.
Not Rock Nation?
Rock Nation. I mean, you know what I mean? That's a crowded roster. Like, you know what I mean? They got a million people over there. I don't want to get lost in the sauce. You
You
got
got
5, 6 artists. Everybody get their own space in the calendar. You feel me? I was
Eric.
like with my little month in the calendar.
Got you. Got you. So what kind of message you have for these up and coming unsigned artists?
Um, I say if you're up and coming unsigned artist, stack your bread. You know what I mean? Make sure you vet everybody you work with. You know what I'm saying? And don't chase the industry, chase your fans. Treat your fans like the check you chasing, and everything else will come after that. You know what I mean? You got money to spend on your resources, and you know what I mean? Treat your fans like the golden goose.
A fact. To in to me, I think the internet sometimes I think is good when it comes to music, but I think it's also bad because like you could get the music for free,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you could also buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is your who you say um are your big listeners? Is it more white people or black people?
To be honest, it's like my biggest fan base is like my hometown, people that look like me, and for some strange reason, I got a huge fan base in Brazil. Like Brazil fucks with me hard for some reason, but it's like people that look like me, like you know what I mean, from the hood, and then Brazil. Like this is wild, but yeah, that's my fan base.
Is that where Shine is from?
He's from
Belize? Huh?
China's from Belize.
Right, right. I see him. I see him doing. He's a politician now.
Yeah. I think he's like member of Congress now. Shout out to
Yeah,
China. Facts.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But you know what's crazy? They say most of the time the people from your community never support you. I
Yeah.
have a I have a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at the analytics of it, I get more people in India that listens to my shit.
That be the crazy shit. That's what I be when I check my shit. Be like, yo, why is Brazil so crazy? It's like my hometown, New York City, loves me. They support me. And then number two is like Brazil. Like,
My number one people on my when I finish with this interview and I upload it, all the people in India is gonna listen to this shit more.
yeah, I mean, you know what? You know what I mean? They people too. So
Yo, shout outs to them
shout
though.
out to them. You
Shout
feel
outs
me?
to them.
Word
You know
up.
what I'm
It's
saying?
it's it's crowded in America anyway. You feel me? I'm glad I could pitch through to the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? They humans, they people just like us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So last year we had a couple rappers that passed away. And one of them that stood out to me the most is King Von.
Mm-hmm.
He passed. Rest in peace to him. Um, how you feel about drill music?
How do I feel about drill music? Drill music is crazy, right? Because it's taking some of these kids out the hood, but it's getting their mans killed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like put it like this. Like if I was that age if I was that age now, I probably would be doing drill music. You feel me? I'll probably be right in that lifestyle because I was wild like that at that age. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's the catch 22. Like, you feel me? If you gonna make it and you successful off drill music, you can't still be in the hood where you drilling at. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta cut ties at some point, like, or you just gonna be the next nigga in the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to cut ties. Or if you can't cut ties, you gotta be able to cut that lifestyle at some point. Like R.P. to King Vaughn, but you feel me? You gotta let that lifestyle go. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was front
Yeah,
line. He was front
yeah,
line on his shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. You can't. What I learned when you're a rapper, whatever you sing, they're gonna come check you on that. Like we
Hell,
want to we want to
exactly.
see what that's about.
Exactly. And not for nothing, some people really be about it. You feel me? But niggas
Yes,
try to find out.
but
You
you
feel me?
but you can't live that.
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
you gotta protect your domain,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't be living that actively. Actually, Chief Keef don't even live in Chicago no more.
He's the perfect example of what a drill artist should do. And rest in peace to Pop Smoke, but he was doing the same thing. So you feel me?
Yes, I forgot about him
He
because
he
two
moved
thousand
out there.
right, 2020 started out with a banger. Kobe, then
Mm-hmm.
Pop Smoke, and then I think FBG died last year.
Yeah. FUG Duck, Fred the
Fred
Godson.
the Godson. Yeah, I wanted to talk to him too, but never got to him.
I hung out with Fred the Godson in the studio a couple times. RP. He
What's his
super
energy
humble.
like?
Super humble, super funny, and mad. And he was a super nice lyricist. Like he showed me love every time he met me, did drops on my albums and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Didn't know me from a hole in the wall. Like, you know what I mean? He was super humble. I met him around the time Watch the Throne came out. And he was telling me we was talking about the conversations he had with Jay about that album and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was real humble with it. Like, you know what I mean? For him to be one of the nicest in the city, like, you know what I mean? Like what you say. I respect him though. R.I.P. my man Fred the God.
Yeah, 2020 was definitely a shit show.
Facts.
Definitely. Uh, so, where you see yourself 5 years from now in this rap business?
Shit. 5 years from now, I'm gonna have one of the illest catalogs in hip hop. Like that's what I'm working on right now. So whether I'm retired, doing real estate, owning a couple apartment buildings or whatever, when you pull up 100 Grandroyce on Apple Music, he gonna have one of the illest catalogs in hip hop. Period. You feel me? That's the only prediction I'm gonna make that I'm 100% sure of. That 100 Grandroyce is gonna have one of the illest catalogs on streaming in 5 years. You could bet that.
100. You were introduced by Jay Electronic.
Yeah, Jay Electronica pulled me on stage one time at an NERD concert, and I freestyle for him. It's footage of that shit on YouTube and all that. You know what I'm saying? There's pictures online, but he was opening up for NERD, and he was bringing artists on stage, and they wasn't really killing it. You know what I'm saying? So he pointed me out, brought me on stage, and I smoked it. Like I bodied it. Like, you know, and he showed me love since then. Sometimes he jump in my DMs, show me love. You know what I mean? Keep going, young king, whatever, whatever. But yeah, from that day on, he always showed me love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to J Elect, NERD. That was at Webster Hall. You know what I mean? It was one of the biggest, greatest moments in my entire music career. That was the
Yeah.
largest crowd I ever rapped for in my life. Like,
So you do shows?
yeah. I performed. A couple years ago, I just booked my own tour. You know what I mean? Yeah, I perform. That's one of my favorite things to do. I haven't done it a lot lately, with COVID and all that. But the last show I did was SOBs, and I tore that shit down. I love performing.
Got you. So how you end up making it through 2020? Because I know a lot of people was quarantined. How you managed to keep your operation going? Just music?
Yeah. Music, I invest in real estate too, so you know what I'm saying? I was able to, get all my situations correct there and be able to focus on music for this whole year. That's what I've been doing.
Mhm. So in total, how many songs have you done?
In total, shit, I'm in the thousands somewhere. I'm in the thousands. I don't even count no more, but I'm in the thousands somewhere.
You also
Oh,
mentioned. Go ahead.
I do whole projects. Like that's how, what I mean? I start a project, tuck it. Start another project, tuck it. Like I do projects like that. So it's a whole bunch of albums in my computers that I never even put out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I count my music. I probably got like 30, 40 albums.
Got you. So you write for other rappers?
Yes.
I guess.
I'm able to make some money at, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Are you able to say who or
Hell
no?
no. DAs.
Huh?
I gotta sign non-disclosure agreements for those.
That's how that is now.
Yeah, but once the projects come out, I'll be able to, I'll have my credits, so I'll be able to speak on it.
How many artists have you written for?
5 or 6,
Known.
couple known, maybe 2 known, the other 3 not.
Who would you, if you had to write a song for artists, who would you write for?
If I had to write a song for her,
Like, do you have a song that you would you have for like a rapper or?
I have a song for a rapper and I have a song for a singer. I have a song for Rihanna that I wish I could her. Like, you know what I mean? If she ever does music again, I have a banger for her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's making music, but I think that Fenty line is doing better for her.
I don't blame her either. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if she ever decided and she linked with me, I got a hit for her, smash.
And once she put her voice to that shit,
Oh, I might not even rap no more if she get this. I'll hang it up. Word up.
yeah, Ree, shout outs to Ree.
Word
She
up.
got a big fan base. Like her fan base is crazy.
With everything too.
Yeah, whenever she touch something, it's definitely gonna. I don't know if she said she had an album coming out or she did an album or project. There was some rumors about that, but I don't know what happened to that.
I hope she do. I heard it was some reggae joint. I hope it do come out.
Yeah, and just to let you know, reggae is not for an American. I mean, for another artist to do reggae, it's different. You gotta have a core fan base for them to get that because I don't know what reggae she's doing, but it's reggae is different. When you listen to reggae is like because reggae is I'm Jamaican, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you listen to reggae, Bob Marley sings reggae.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tone of music.
Right.
Dancehall is like Vibes Cartel, Bomb Tequila, Elephant Man, Movado, Busy Signal. That's more hardcore. It's just like you have hip hop and
Uh-huh.
you have rap.
And
I
like,
don't know. I don't know the difference. And then you have the drill and you have the trap music,
like type shit.
right? So you have those different factions of rap.
Okay.
But in New York, I know rap and hip hop. What is the difference between hip hop and rap? What's the difference?
Uh,
And give me a hip hop song and a rap song because
uh,
I never understood that.
that's the thing. That's the thing where they got it fucked up, rap. Right? Rap is what you do. Hip hop is what you live. You feel?
Mm,
When I untie my shoelaces, I turn my hat to the back, I throw my hoodie on my chain. That's hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I grab a can of spray paint and I spray paint my name on the wall, that's hip hop. Like, if I'm Millie rocking, you feel me? That's hip hop. Whatever
right.
I do in the studio on them beats is rap. You feel me? And I don't know where they got it mixed up at, where hip hop and rap is two totally different music. No. Learn from the teacher, KRS1. Hip hop is what you live, rap is what you do. You feel me? If I'm break dancing, if I'm fucking freestyling outside, spray painting, like, you know what I'm saying? That's hip hop. When I throw you know what I mean? When I throw my Timbs on and I let my laces drag, I got my army fatigue on, like, that's hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what hip hop is. Rap is when you go to the studio and you making music, like, you know what I'm saying? You making rap music. But
Right.
hip hop is everything in that universe, like, you know what I'm saying? And that come from KRS1. Wherever they changed it up at is whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? It's different types of music. You got boom bap music, you feel me, which is like samples, hard. That's
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then you got the trap music, the thug, you know what I mean? Detroit, they got the Detroit bounce, that T Grizzly shit. You know what I mean? You got the drill. You know what I mean? You got the West Coast, Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q shit. All that's different types of rap. But hip hop is everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Who changed that and
I,
separated it?
Feel me? No disrespect, but it's probably some of these white boys. You feel
Yeah, they
me?
always fucking changing up shit.
Yeah, that start writing these articles and shit. But no, anybody that want to know the difference between hip hop and rap, you start with KRS-One. He gave the definition. Hip hop is what you live, rap is what you do.
Got you. It's the same thing with and this shit pissed me the fuck off when they did this. They call reggae music island music. Man, sir, with the bumper clap, them I go with that. I'm like, what the fuck is the island music?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
That's
like that's like an insult.
yeah, yeah.
Reggae music is the same shit with reggae and dancehall. Reggae is Bob Marley, Peter Touch,
That's what I.
um,
That's
right, Garnet Silk,
for real.
um, Barris Hammond, and dancehall is like the hardcore shit. It's
Yeah,
like reggae will be like, you know what I'm saying? That it's more laid back and more lovey dovey and more calmer.
exactly.
Dancehall is like rah rah rah, like you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like that gang bang bang shit.
yeah. Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? But then these motherfuckers came up with this. It's fucking white people. They be switching up shit, yo.
I think they the ones that be because you know what they need ways to sell their shit like and they always got to categorize shit in a nice box in order to sell it to people that don't listen to us.
Yes, but sometimes it's racist too. That nigga Tyler the Creator was like,
Everything is generated based in racism. Like you're
yes,
saying urban anything is
I was I was just about to say that. I
urban
was
is racism. Like
right. What
I
what
groups. You know what I'm saying? I ain't urban. My music is fucking is hip hop. That urban
yeah.
is a fucking racist term. Pop music is a racist term. Like,
Yeah, that's like you saying the person's a crackhead.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Just leave it the way it is. Like
Exactly. Don't put
it's
a on it. Let me put the title on it.
right, because I'm the one that's making the shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Right. That's how all this trap, drill, whatever. But like when these people be writing these articles, and half the time they just get a thing and they just put some shit together and then they come up with they be like, yo, Billy, let me get a name. Bobby, what do you think it is? How you
Yeah.
think this sound?
Yeah. And that shit is trash. That shit is trash. Don't categorize my shit. My shit is just hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Like I just hate when they put all these little cute names on shit, and you just be like, you even look up some of these words, and they don't. What they say in the dictionary is not what they put on paper. What it actually really means.
Yeah. Like pop music. Pop mean white. Urban
Pretty
mean you know what I mean? They just want to dress it up. Like, you feel me? You know what I mean? We understand what they doing, like, but it's up to us to change it. You feel me?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm loving what you're doing out here, and I'm very happy that you took the time out of your schedule.
Thank
We've
you.
been meaning to talk for,
Hey, word.
and it just kept getting pushed back, pushed back. This is actually my first interview for the year,
Oh, word.
very
Well,
first one
thank you for having me. Word up. Yeah,
coming through. It's definitely my first interview for the year, and I'm gonna get more and more active back in it.
okay.
But can I hear something before we move forward?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Actually, I did this joint. I did this joint on Instagram Live. I think I did it yesterday.
Clubhouse, you mentioned, right?
No, no, I was actually on Instagram on live. You know what I mean? And I did a
I need your Instagram when you get it. Just give your Instagram name out, and then when I get a chance, I'm gonna inbox you.
all my social media is at 100Grandroyce. It's all the same.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna play the joint I did on Instagram Live though. You feel me? Because
All
it's
right, cool, cool.
the latest joints I did. So
You have ladies joints?
no, it's one of the latest. Latest.
Oh, ladies joint. Okay, okay, okay.
I mean, I ain't play this shit for nobody. Mix nothing like you feel me. Y'all getting this first.
Okay, some exclusive.
Hey,
100 grand in the building. Boom, bam.
I got you. It's called Last Laugh. It's produced by the Shah, aka the Fat Iranian. Here we go. Give me a second. Give me a second. Load it up right now. All right, here we go.
I like the beat.
Over the stove, I treat the stool like it's the kitchen. But I'm whipping, make magicians see me different. I pray I find the riches, but I'm caught up counting chickens. She say that she religious, way she sinning can't be Christian. Middle of winter, had the heater booming out the Audi. I'm playing Iron Man like Robert Downey Jr. They run with niggas who be speaking before they get the county. I spray your tour bus, then I wipe the handle off for bounty. Say who the illest, they ain't heard it yet. I'm flowing thick, pushing pain, weight your Percocets. Confusing, see them fight for spots like it ain't a left. I tell you one thing, it's one rapper, they ain't murdered yet. You in them circles playing pick me too. I got the scope, I'm playing peekaboo. Heard a lot of threats, but they don't see them through. Heard that I'm the one that got the torch and watch the shit burn from now in 2022. I'm in the lead in my own lane, my old lady waking up from nightmares like day to day. I play the sun outside the doors, I made it rain, made the lead, yeah. Dressed in my fatigues like Major Pain. Salute a nigga, came from pennies, got my 50s pallet. Lobster from Maine, get my snow crabs from City Island. Bottles of rich and I'm feeling celebratory. Just writing this shit got me convinced and telling my story. This ain't even deep. Hold on, you see that swim with piranhas. Wrote this verse off of one of the perk and my pajamas. Niggas know if it really be drama. I'm with the llama trying to kick the nigga door like Mikasa Sukasa. I told the world I was on it. None of this shit I do is performance. I'm not conforming. I'm not conforming. None of this shit I do is performance. I'm not conforming. The shot. All of those.
That needs another verse.
You know what I'm saying?
That needs another verse.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you feel me? That's the type of shit I do for my fans. You pull up to my Instagram live, you might see me doing a song live. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, I looked it up, but what is it? 100 grand what?
Royce.
Oh,
One word.
Royce.
100Grandroyce.
Okay, I got it. That song, I love that song. I'm following now.
Appreciate it. I'm about to follow you back. I got you.
Yeah, I love that song, but that song needs to be mixed, mastered, and it needs another verse. You calling cows chicken?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You was in City Island?
Yeah.
The niggas over there is expensive.
Yeah. You gotta get the snow crabs from there.
I only buy the $20 shrimp. I'm cheap.
Feel me?
Well, I appreciate you coming through and blessing me with this interview. Any last words before we sign off?
Rest in peace to Nana. You feel me? Make sure y'all follow me at 100Grandroyce on all social medias. Tune into my website, www.100grandroyce.com. Cop some merch, listen to the music. You feel me? All hundos is the vibes. You know the game.
Gang. Please check 100 Grand out. He has some fire shit out. This is the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Over and out.
Peace.